Hello and welcome back to The Love Vibe with Angela and
Key.
and today we are going to explore and let you know a little bit more about ourselves. So we have a few questions that we're going to ask so that you get to know, like, who are these chicks? Who are these ladies?
Yeah.
So without further ado.
Yeah, I think we're going to start with you.
Yeah, we're gonna let you know a little bit about us, and towards the end we're gonna have a quick fire question section. So yeah, stick around for that.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Right. Well, I'm excited for this one because I think it's gonna be our version of what we do, what we put our guests through, essentially on ourselves. So you're in the hot seat at this.
I am
at this moment. 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
If I had 3 words to describe myself, I would say creative, intellectual, and funny. That's what I would say.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is a little bit off activity. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that is for you, like what your creative outlets are, or where you see creativity in your life, how that kind of works its way in?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 ways really. One is about the actual doing, and that's, I love painting. You can see my paintings on the wall. And photography, and I like sculpture, and music's a big thing. But the second part of that is also about creating something that's maybe not connected to what you would think of as the traditional arts, and that is about how I curate my life. It's like, and for me that's also about creation, which is maybe slightly non-traditional. And it's about using my intellect and my connection with myself about what I think that I need to create the life and the experiences and the atmospheres around me. And I think that's creativity as well. And it's not just, I can draw really well, I can paint really well, or I can play the harpsichord. It's about what you create in your life and having the tools to be able to think that that's possible.
Definitely. I think it also it plays along with that line of, like, the new school of, not the new school of thought, but like the reintroduction of that school of thought that, like, we are the co-creators of our lives. Like, we co-create our experience in our universe here. So I think that's fascinating that you have managed to sort of embody that. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of us are still like in a cerebral state about it, like just intellectually thinking about it, or I know this, but how do I apply it? And I think you've gotten to that space now where you're sort of, like I said, embodying that and applying that to your life fully.
Yeah, it's like a test experiment, isn't it? It's like, it's like, this is my life. I can get to experiment with the things that I want, and if things work, great. If things don't, like, back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
There's also something cerebral in me. I like cerebral things. I like, sometimes
you Gemini.
I can be a bit serious sometimes about the deep things, which sometimes is not helpful. So that cerebral kind of back to the drawing board, and it's like that mad inventor. Do you know what I mean? That's like,
that mad scientist.
That didn't work.
Definitely.
But I apply that principle to my life, and I just do it naturally. Because my thought is that this is my life. I'm in control of the happiness, or do you know what I mean? I get to control what comes in. Doesn't mean life doesn't happen. Don't get me wrong. This is not about, this is not about rose tinted glasses. It really is about, I get to control what comes in to some extent. Not everything, but as much as what's
you control what you can, and what you can't, you let it do what it do.
And then you go back to the drawing board, and you're like, I didn't like that. I don't want that no more. So,
let's
maybe
rearrange some things.
Yeah, maybe I need to be better with my boundaries, or maybe I need to express what I need a bit more, or maybe I need to play a bit more, or maybe I need to just,
exactly,
you know what I mean, not go with the herd and actually think about what it is that I need. So
I think that's a good way to put it too, like in terms of like, because I think a lot of people have that question, like, okay, I get the idea that we co-create our universe. I understand that from a an intellectual perspective, but how do I do it? How do I embody it? And I think the way you just spoke about it in terms of like, go back to the drawing board. It's a mad scientist sort of thing. Like you try something, it doesn't work out. You figure out what wasn't working, what that thing was. You adjust it, and you move forward. I think that's the perfect way to describe the how behind the why, or the what, you know what I mean, in this situation, and the what being, we co-create, but how do we do it? Well,
and for everyone,
it's a fucking different science project.
For everyone, it's different. I'm very cerebral. I'm very cerebral. So that kind of mad scientist thing is maybe fits a little bit more, but maybe if you're someone who,
it works for you.
Yeah, it works for me. And for other people, it's going to be a different format, but I know that thing just works for me. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. Awesome. That was a really good kickoff. I think the next one is where does your story start?
My inclination is to say London. London in the 1970s. First generation, Black British, Nigerian, and I would say London, but you could go back and go, my story starts in Nigeria because that's where my parents are from. But for me, it is about, I think my story starts in London, and all the things that got my parents there. And I'd say London.
Cool. And I think in thinking about that and thinking about the terms of like, you could go back, sort of where are your people from? Do you know?
So West Africa, so Nigeria, so the eastern part of Nigeria. And we're from a tribe called the Igbo. So both my parents, Igbo, IGBO. And both my parents are from the Igbo tribe. And
cool.
And so that's where we kind of hail from. And my mum and my dad went to the UK. And they met in the UK.
Oh, okay.
They met in the UK. So cool. That's I suppose those are the types of influences really. And now living in Australia, you just add that another level to your story. But the start, I think, is London. South London. South London, isn't it?
South London, isn't it?
South London.
Cool. Now, I think we know just from the previous episodes that we've done that you're in like sort of your career, your field is, or your, I guess also passion was social work.
Yeah.
So how did you come to choose that field, or how did that field come to choose you? And which was it, right? Like, did it choose you, or did you choose it, or how did that work out for you, you think?
I mean, if I think about it, I think it kind of chose me really. But obviously, you have to agree. You have to agree. It's not just like you will, do this. And so I initially wanted to be an artist, and I wanted to go to art school. But being from a Nigerian family, first generation, arts is like not. You've got the professions, engineering, lawyer, doctor, some kind of manager with an office, or like a banker or something like that. So very, very, very much the traditional kind of professions. And my mum was like, that might not be right for you because there's not much money in being an artist. And so she was like, you know what, maybe you should do that later, become an artist later, have a profession where you can earn some money and be independent and get that kind of statusy thing, So yeah, I don't know how I chose social work. I can't remember how I chose it. But as my first degree, that's kind of what I chose. And I really enjoyed it. I suppose prior to that, the books that I was reading, obviously it wasn't the age of the internet and it wasn't the age of Instagram and all of that. So I was very much into books, very much into social issues around feminism and around racism and around politics, and around the 80s there was a lot of information, there was a lot being spoken about socialism and communism, and I studied politics as well. So, and I understood about the impact of socioeconomic variables on people's lives. So I was like, it was something that interested me. So obviously I gravitated towards that. And then after my first degree, I did 10 years in adult mental health. And I really loved it. But the organization I was working for said they wanted me to go and do some diploma thing. And I was like, I've got a degree. Like, what am I doing a diploma for? And they said, if you don't do the diploma, we can't employ you. And I was like, hell no, I'm not doing a diploma. Bye-bye. and then I was like, oh, I'll do my master's. So I did my master's. And at that point, it was a different world then. But at that point, I did my master's for free. So I didn't have to pay to do it. So yeah. And then you could choose if you wanted to work with children or work with adults. So back then it was very different pathways. So I thought I'd go back into mental health, but I was like, oh, let me try children and families. And they give you a little bit of a taster. And I was like, oh, this is really good. I really enjoy this. And so I chose the path of working in children and families. And then it just went on from there, really. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a bit of ease with it, even though the masters drove me nuts, because I did the masters, but I was also working. And that was really, really tough.
I can imagine.
It was hard. And I suppose, and then I came to Australia, and because I had the masters, I was able to get a visa to come here. And here I am.
Look at that.
But that part of my career, that part of my life is definitely over. Because it takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot.
And that kind of was going to lead into my next question, was how did you continue? I mean, because you were in that field for how long?
27 years.
27 years. How did you?
And I'm still kind of in it. I'm still kind of in it.
Still kind of in it. Did it for 27 years. I'm pretty sure you 27 years inside of a career, there's a bit of a ladder that you have to work up. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm pretty sure you did some of the really intense stuff where you had to, I guess be like a, I don't know, field worker, so to speak, if that makes sense. And so I guess, with that in mind, how you came up through that career field, the amount of time you spent in that career field, and the weight of what that career field sort of leaves, the imprint that it leaves on people. How did you continue to show up every day for those 20s? You know what I mean? Like, how did you manage that?
I just had something driving me on the inside. So it's really weird. Yeah, it was something that was just driving me on the inside. It was, I wanted to see great outcomes for kids and their families. I really believed that it was that if you could get kids early, and if you could help families early, that actually contributes to, a much more
like better outcomes,
for society. I felt that it was a better outcome for society, because you could help people to undo the things that they had learned, that you could equip kids with tools to fight the much more difficult parts of life.
Yeah.
And that they had options, that they could remember that there were options, and that everybody experienced up and down. Some people experienced, you know, deep caverns, you know, deep holes. But I wanted to equip them with tools to go that even if your life becomes difficult, these are some of the things that you can remember, you know, places of safety. So yeah, I think it was something, it definitely internal, that was driving me to do that with excellence, and to do that with a real eye to, you know, the future. Because I just, you know, it's like that Whitney Houston song, you know, I believe that children are our future, teach them well and let them lead the way. Do you know, that type of thing? It was very much that. I'm assuming that's the words, but I do tend to.
No, it is. Yeah, it's just, I just started literally singing it in my head and it nearly came out. Nearly started belting a bit.
Go on, come on, Key, let's have
maybe next episode.
Cool. Yeah, so it's definitely something internal.
Yeah, right. Nice. And I guess you would definitely need some sort of internal fire, right? Like some internal sort of passion to help you move through that without, you know, significant burnout straight away. Because I think, some of the situations, I can only imagine some of the situations that you would have experienced or you know, had to work in would have been harrowing, or, you know, traumatic almost, like, you know, that sort of thing. And it's like, I feel like, you know, it's similar to like EMTs and even police officers to a certain extent, firemen, like all those doctors, nurses, you know what I mean? Like all of them have to have some sort, like social workers as well. Like all of you, I feel like have to have something inside that keeps you, you know, grounded essentially, and able to continually, and like you said, excellently show up in these spaces to do the work that needs to be done.
I always wondered, you know, how I could have done that kind of work for so long. And there are tips and tricks that I, you know, employed to keep myself sane, to keep myself well, you know, body and soul, because you have to. And also energetically as well, you're not dealing with energies. So you have to employ whatever way that is, to be able to kind of refresh yourself all the time, and to separate other people's stuff from your stuff, and not allow it to bleed in, or be very aware when it is bleeding in.
I think it's another take on that saying, be in the world, but not of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do come here and do, you know, fulfill your purpose, do your work, but don't let it consume you, sort of thing. Because it can easily do that, especially if you don't have those boundaries set up. And we've talked about that quite a bit on this show. So on the back of that, what does then glow, rest, and play look like for you?
I think it's always evolving. I mean, glow is, because I am quite cerebral. So the words that I tell myself, you know, that you would probably call affirmations, you know, the kind of, for me, it's my responsibility to be happy. I try not to put my happiness in other people's hands. And it is weird because sometimes it's a mistrust thing, but it's also a responsibility thing. I feel as if it's my responsibility. People can add to my happiness and my joy, without a doubt, hands down. But and things can happen that, you know, that are totally out of your control, where it's not appropriate to be happy. You know, it's not appropriate to be joyous. You know, but on the, you know, regular days, where there's nothing crazy happening, it's my responsibility to figure out what are the things that give me joy, what are the things that that light me up, that make me glow from the inside. And it is an inside job. It's not an outside job. It's an inside job. But, you know, Yeah, so it's the words that I tell myself, the awareness of the critic on the inside, and really trying to talk to the inner critic and go like, I know you're trying to be like helpful and protective, but maybe in this circumstance, it actually might not be really helpful. And right sizing that inner critic, I think, helps me to glow. Rest. I mean, I'm a sleep monster. That is just all I can say. Sleep is just so important. And my body is just like, if you don't get enough sleep, you're going to get a migraine. Here you go.
Right.
And then as soon as I get like the migraine kind of things, I then track back and go, oh, I haven't been sleeping well. Oh, I'm dehydrated. Oh, you know, all of those things that, you know, the body makes you remember. So rest for me is, yeah, it is sleep. It is trying to get better at prioritizing life. You know? Like what is a priority and what isn't a priority. My work helps me to think about priorities, you know, what's urgent, what's a priority, and what's white noise. And I try to apply that to myself. What is white noise? And how much energy is that thing taking from me to be white noise? So that's rest for me. And play is, you know what, I realized probably only in the last year that I don't play, or I don't play enough, or I don't really know what play is, or I associate play with childhood, but it's for adults too. So for me, play is a work in progress, I should say. It's a work in progress about, you know, when you understand the things that give you joy, it's easier to play. It's easier to give yourself the liberty and the permission to play. And because I'm cerebral, I can sometimes have a tendency to be quite serious, which is that's when I know it's just out of balance. Being silly and being humorous and using, you know, funniness helps me to swing it back the other way. But it's a work in progress because I haven't got there. What is play? I don't know.
It's a good question. And I think, like, just to throw back to a previous episode or one of the episodes that we've already done when we brought in a friend of yours, Anna Ramirez, the psychologist, and how she kind of broke down for me the idea of like putting terms around, I'm not going to explain this properly, but like putting labels on things, right? So like, you know, I struggled for a very long time with eating breakfast because it was very, the idea of breakfast was, I had a very narrow view of what that meant. It was like, it was either eggs and bacon and toast or cereal or pancakes or French toast or, you know, whatever. And it was like, as soon as I was able to let go of that and say, no, I'm not necessarily having breakfast, but I am going to have something to eat when I wake up in the morning. What that is could be anything. And so it was like, suddenly I was so free and able to have breakfast because I could have fried rice. I could have maybe not the best choices, but pizza. I could have ramen. I could have, you know what I mean? Like, but at least I'm eating something, right? Because like there was a very long time where I was not eating anything for breakfast, and I didn't eat until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And, you know, wondering why am I angry? Why am I tired? Why does my fucking stomach hurt? You know what I mean? Like all these things. And so to take that back to the idea of play, because when we do think of play, we think of it as what kids do. Kids play, adults don't play. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't play. And so I think that makes it a little bit more difficult for us to actually lean into that and figure out what that looks like for us. And so one of the things that I've tried to do, like now that I know if we can change the label, we can change the perception, then maybe we look at it differently. Maybe we look at it as what brings you joy, or what lights you up, or, you know, that sort of thing.
Very true, very true. But I do know, you know, a few podcasts earlier on about Chiron and Chiron return, and I'm coming up to my Chiron return. I suppose my affirmation and my mantra to myself is the next stage of my life is about play, and is about discovering what play is for me. And obviously with, you know, I want ease, you know, I want ease. But also
Yeah.
what play, what lights me up, like, yeah, what does make me glow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for me, that's my next adventure, is about breaking that down and
Yeah.
kind of like looking at that for myself and giving myself the space to be able to do that and the permission to do that, which is a privilege. I get it. It's a privilege.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to. I can't wait to sort of hear about this process that you sort of undergo, especially with the Chiron return, and then sort of like you just spoke about, the play aspect of it and how that's going to be sort of your mantra going into that particular I don't want to say season, but like stage, I guess, of your life. So yeah, it'd be cool to kind of revisit that in the midst of it, and then kind of once you're through it as well. So we'll be having another few interviews of you, Miss Angela.
Yeah, because obviously we're going to be doing the podcast as I'm going through this Chiron
Absolutely. Yeah, and I can't wait.
Definitely be spilling the tea, spilling the beans about
how to survive.
Yeah
How to survive your Chiron return. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and being prepped for it as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What it means to be prepped, because I'm already thinking, like, what is it that I want to achieve? What are the things that I want, to turn over? What are the things that I want to leave behind?
Yeah.
What are the things what are the wounds that need to be kind of completed and kind of forgiven and transformed? Yeah, that's what I'm all about, man. Yeah,
being prepped for it, and also being intentional while you're in it as well, I think. And I don't think a lot of people have been afforded that, right? Because a lot of people don't really know. Yeah, exactly. Most people don't really know, I'm coming up on my Saturn return, or I'm coming up on my Chiron return. Like, and these are the things that I can expect to happen, and see how then can I use this information to navigate this as best as I possibly can. And I'm happy to see that you have that solid grasp of everything. And so it's going to be fascinating to watch you walk through this. Tap dancing.
King.
Such a funny clip.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah,
tap dancing.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to move into a new segment we're going to trial out called Rapid Fire Questions. We might change the name of that at some point, but that's the gist of it. That's the idea. So, Angela, please steel your nerves, my sister. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I just want you to, first thing that pops into your head, just go. Yeah. Just fire them off. All right.
Cool.
You ready? All right.
I'm ready.
All right. What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
What's your favorite season?
Summer.
What's your favorite skincare product?
Oh, I would say Alpha Arbutin by The Ordinary.
No. Oh, I like The Ordinary. Cool. What's your favorite hair care product?
I would say coconut oil.
Coconut oil. All right, we're gonna talk about that. If you could eat, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Hands down, plantain.
Plantain. I like it. Okay. Plantain. If you could choose 3 people to have over for dinner, dead or alive, who would they be? One.
Oh, it would be. Oh, who would I really like to talk to?
Rapid fire.
Oh, sorry. Miriam Makeba.
Okay.
Oh, what's her name? Oh my God. Zora Neale Hurston.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And Picasso.
Yeah, you are creative. I see it. Okay. When are you most productive?
Probably from after 12 noon.
After 12. Yeah, I need my beauty sleep. All right. What's your favorite number?
18.
18. Okay.
18.
How do you start your day?
Meditation. I check in with myself. I do I've started doing a vagus nerve massage.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Awesome. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only choose one book to take with you, what book would that be?
Oh, it would be a big one. War and Peace. No, I don't know. What would it be? It'd probably be something by Zora Neale Hurston, probably.
Okay. I like it. And what's the first thing you notice about someone when you meet them?
Their eyes.
Oh, wow. Windows to the soul, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's it. That's our rapid fire questions.
Fabulous.
Yeah. I think that was a bit of fun.
Yeah. I think it was really fun.
Now let's talk about this coconut oil. What are you doing with coconut oil?
Sometimes I put it on my scalp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put it on my scalp. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, when it's a bit dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Fair enough.
You know what? I would also add is it bicarbonate of soda as a you know when you've got lots of product in your hair?
Yeah, like a clarifying.
It's a clarifier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a clarifier. Okay. Don't put it on for too long, but yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, cool. It's a clarifier. Yeah,
I don't use a ton of products. So yeah, I don't really, I mean, I used to, but I've scaled back.
Yeah.
Tremendously. Like it's shampoo, conditioner. That's pretty much it. Shampoo, conditioner, blow dry, flat iron, a little bit of Moroccan oil, done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I use.
Argan oil.
Yeah, argan oil is good too. Yeah, jojoba, argan. What's another good one? I want to try sort of a kakadu plum. We are talking about hair. Okay.
Here in Australia, we're not in America, we're not in the UK. The access to affordable products for our hair, I mean, we're not even going to talk about hairdressing. We're not even going to go there because it is like a minefield. I did this myself because
it looks great. Yeah.
It's like, you know,
I might need you to do my hair.
How much would this have cost me to, you know, go to a salon to do it?
Girl, I've gotten my hair braided out here and I've paid upward of $450. Now I had to do it because I can't braid. Two, I was about to have a baby and I was just like, there's no way I'm going to be fucking with this.
Wash and go, man.
Even a wash and go is not really a wash and go for us. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's wash. That is, yeah. But like, yeah, the idea of a washer, like when I first heard that term and concept, I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And then I did it and I was like, this is 2 hours. What do you mean wash and go? Wash and sit your ass down.
It's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, no, because when my hair is natural, it like right now it looks thin and probably
it looks gorgeous.
Like it needs Jesus or something. But when
to be raised from natural,
the dead. When it's not like when I was wearing it natural without all the heat damage that I've done to it now, which has made it, you know, really thin.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of hair, like it, you know, it's a lot. And so a wash and go was just like, that's not a wash and go is for like someone that has like a super short cut. Because when I was dealing
lots of time.
One of the two.
Or is a hairdresser and you have all the stuff in your house.
And you know what you're doing. Exactly. Yeah. So funny. Oh, maybe we should do an episode about hair in Australia. I feel like that's going to be a good topic because
I mean, I've got two trusted people. I have one for braids and I have one for everything else. And I've been here nearly come on 12 years.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I do my hair.
Yeah.
Myself, just because I don't know. I don't trust anybody.
I went to one salon whose name shall not be said.
Yeah.
Voldemort. Apparently doing curly / afro hair.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you made my hair so dry, a fire could start. I
feel like we went to the same, I feel like it's the same salon. I feel like it must be the same salon.
Second time I went, I took my own products and I had to show the lady how to do my hair. And I was like, hang on a minute, you're charging me $200, but I brought my own products, like my own products, and I bought cocoa butter, like organic cocoa butter that a friend of mine had made, and I was putting it in my hair. Oh my God, yeah. And I was like, hang on a minute, you just charged me $200, and I brought my own products, and I showed you a technique that you never knew before. I was like, Angela, man, you need to stop giving people the tea, man. You need to stop spilling the beans.
Exactly.
You need to stop it.
We need to open our own salon, the Love Vibe.
Well, you know, it's hairdressing is not for, you know, you need to have a passion for that thing.
You really do. Yeah.
If you did braids like this every day, you'd drive yourself insane.
You would, and you'd have probably carpal tunnel as well. So
I used to get problems with my knuckles because the plaiting.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. Cool. Anyway. All right. Well, we'll shelve that. Hair
for another time.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, this was just a quick one. Like we said, for us to sort of have a bit of fun and get to know us. I know we've got quite a few interviews coming up, so we wanted to dot in some ones where it was just us having a bit of fun and catching up a bit. So we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it. I feel like it was lots of laughs on this one, so that was good.
Yeah. And if you like it, please comment, please subscribe, please like, and
share it with a friend.
Yeah, recommend us to your friends or family. Yeah.
Ooh. Fabulous. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Adios.